What's up guys, this is a video on how to put together a Billy bookcase from Ikea. So right guys, I've opened the box up already and I've laid everything out in front of me. So I've put the two pieces of wood here, I've put the back of it there, I've got the shelf bits down here and the bits of wood. I've separated all the screws and bits and pieces so they're all separate and ready to use. And we'll start putting it together now. So the first thing we're going to do is we're going to grab a Phillips screwdriver. And we are going to grab all these. I'll see if I can get that in. And we're going to grab these wooden doilies as well. These ones. Grab the screwdriver. I need my phone just to make sure I've got everything in line. So we're going to start from the top and work our way down. So we're going to start off with these pieces here and we're going to fit two pieces in it. I'm going to fit two on this side as well. And now we're going to tighten them up. Next, what we're going to do is we're going to get these wooden doilies and we're going to fit them in here, and same on the other piece of wood. And then we're going to gently tap them down with a hammer. Right, next we're going to grab all our bits and move to the middle. Do some moonwalking backwards. And the same thing here we're going to do is we're going to fit the screws into the little holes. And the wooden doilies into the other holes. Right, we're going to screw these in first. Next we're going to move to the bottom, so we're just going to grab everything. So here we're going to do the same thing. We're going to put the wooden doily bits in the big holes. And that reminds me, I have not tapped them other ones in the middle down. So I'm going to go back there in a minute. I'm just going to tap these in first. they're pretty simple to put together. Once you've done all this, it'll just come together. So right, we're going to tap these down. Make sure that's straight. You don't want to hit them too hard, but you want to make sure they go down. Next we're going to put the screws in. And we're going to tighten them up. Right, that's done. Still need to hammer them down in the middle, which I haven't forgotten. So the next thing we're going to do is we're going to grab all these shelf bits with the holes in them. So we'll just lay them out. Just show you this one before we do this. Right, so what we're going to do here now, we're going to grab these, and basically these are the locking mechanism for these screws here, what we fitted in. So we're going to fit these into all these holes, but what we're going to do is make sure that this line and this open bit are facing where the holes are. So if you can see this piece of wood, you can see the holes there, and there's a hole at the top here. Sorry. So the hole's at the top there, and you can see it lines up with that. So you have to make sure the open bit is lined up like that to the top there. So you just put them all in like that now. If you do it wrong, don't worry, you can put a screwdriver in there and spin it round into the right direction. So this one opens up that way, so I'm going to fit that way. It's just better to put it in now, and then we can just slot them in all together. If you put them in the right way, then you don't have to mess about with the screwdriver. Same with the bottom ones, but this time obviously they're going to be at the bottom, so you're going to make sure that they line up that way. So we're going to quickly attach them. I think the only thing we have to work out is where we need to have the shelves where you want them. So basically you can customize it to whatever size shelves you require, depending on what you are putting in your bookcase basically. So you can have some shelves that are actually bigger, and you can have some shelves that are actually smaller. So I'm just getting my flat bit out here, my flat screwdriver bit. So you need 2 screwdrivers, a Phillips and a flat, and a little hammer. You don't need one this big. So right guys, the next thing what we're going to do is we're going to get this little piece of wood here, and if you can see there's 2 holes down here, and you can see the small hole here which is closer to the bottom, so you know that obviously that's going to go to the bottom. So we're going to I'm thinking, should we fit this first or should we fit the other ones? Right, hold on. We'll just put that piece to the side. Remind me to tap them doilies in. And that's me talking to myself. Right, so we're going to fit these first. Because when we need to screw them with the screwdriver, I don't know if that piece of wood will get in the way over there. So right, that's what we're going to do now. So like I said, the holes are down here. So the wooden doily bit will go into that. The screw thing will go into that. And the same on the other side. And the screw things are going to be facing to the bottom. So all these will be going in one direction apart from the top one. Because we don't want to see this in the bookcase. So gently just push that down. Just make sure it's flush all the way down here. And then get your flat screwdriver. And just turn it to the right and it will just lock into place. You just need to turn it like half a turn until it goes tight. Don't overturn it because they are actually made out of plastic. And they will break. So don't over tighten that. So next we're going to get this piece of wood here again. Remember that the bottom bit is there. And we'll just line that up. And we'll fit that like so. So right, the next thing we're going to do is we're going to grab our screwdriver and grab these two pieces of wood. And make our way to the middle. And fit the next piece. Again, this piece here, we are going to fit this with the screws facing downwards. So when we have got it set up, you're going to see the clean side without the screws showing. So we're going to fit that this way. Another thing, make sure that the white bits are on this side. And I've just realised I've not knocked them bits down. But I don't think it'll make a difference because when I've just pushed that down, it has shoved them wooden things down into place. I'm sure of it. Or else there would have been a gap. So right, I'm going to tap these ones down anyway. And what we will do is lift this up and confirm it. So yeah, they have been knocked down. Let me just check that. Yep, they've definitely been knocked down. So we're going to put this piece back in. Make sure that there's no gaps here. And we're going to tighten this by turning it to the right half a turn. There. So basically it's just vertical that way. So half a turn. There. Remember not to over tighten them because they will snap. I need to go back to the bottom and make sure that I put it the right way around. Oh my gosh, I put it the wrong way around. Right, we need to take this piece back off. I do apologise. So I'm going to unscrew them and take this piece off. Because I don't know if you can see that, but that's the wood side and we don't want to see that side. We want the laminate side. Doesn't take long to line it up. So right, we're going to tighten that back up. We're going to put this piece back on. Obviously you're not going to make this mistake what I've just made, so you'll be fine. So right, we'll get to the top, and now we're going to put this top piece in. Again, make sure that the laminate piece is going to be shown on the outside, but this time we're not going to fit it this way because we don't want to see these screw bits. So we're going to turn this around this way, so they're at the top so nobody will ever see them. Make sure that the laminate side is on this side. You've already seen me make a mistake. So we're going to fit that. make sure they're completely down, and then we're going to tighten the locking mechanism, which is over here. So we're going to tighten them now. Remember, half a turn. Don't over tighten them because they don't give you any spare locking mechanism bits. So if it does break, it's a pain because it'll have a little bit of a gap here when you put it together. So right guys, we're on the next step now. What we're going to do now, which we could have done, is put the shelf divider clips in, but I've not decided where to have the shelves yet. So right, what we're going to do is we're going to get the other piece, this piece, and we're going to lay it on top of the other one. So we're going to put all these doilies and screw things into the holes and line them up on the bottom, the middle and the very top, and make sure that the two wooden pieces line up with them as well. Just be very careful, you don't want to snap this piece because it will snap very easy because it's a small piece. So just line everything up and then tap it down. Don't tap it down on the top bit and then work your way down. Just make sure everything's lined up. So right, I'm going to do that now, and I'm going to try to keep you guys in frame so you can see everything. Right, so I'm going to pick this up. I don't know if you can see over there, but I'm lining the top piece up like so. I'm just putting it down now. So I'm just going to confirm they're lined up. Yes, they are lined up. So I'm going to work my way to the middle and line these ones up now, which are not lined up. Now they are lined up. Yep, they're lined up. So we're going to work our way to the bottom and make sure all these are lined up, especially the bottom piece, because we don't want it to push it and split it. So right, we've lined up. So we're going to start from the bottom now. So I'm just going to tap it down with my hand. Just let me grab my phone because I don't know what you can see and what you can't see, so you probably missed all that, what I've just done now. But I think you get the idea. So, how am I going to show this? So right, these are all lined up. Yep, and now I'm going to tap these down and work my way down. Right, we'll work our way down to the middle. Just going to have a look at the top and make sure they're still lined up before I push it down. Yep, they're lined up. So they've gone down. Now the top piece. So right, they're all lined up completely. So what we need to do is grab our screwdriver and lock all the other ones into place with the locking mechanism. So here they are. We'll tighten this one up. Right, now we'll go to the middle. Actually, what I will do is I will lie this down. And I think this will show it better. So right, we'll lock the middle bit in. Now we'll do the top bit. So So right, that's everything locked into place now. We're nearly there, guys. So what we're going to do now is we're going to put the back of it in. So let me turn this around. So we can see the back of it. I think you'll know which is the back bit, because they've got lines in on either side over here, all the way to the top. So right, what we're going to do first, before we put the back of it on, we're going to grab a pencil. And let me grab my phone. So what we're going to do is we're going to make some markings to where we are going to fit the nails. So we want to make sure that we don't drive the nails in afterwards and start guessing, and we end up putting it in over here, you know, right on the edge over here somewhere, and we'll end up splitting the wood and it'll look really rough, and we don't want anybody to get upset. So right, guys, so what we want to do is the middle of this piece of wood, we want to make a marker on the side here. So just make a pencil line roughly in the middle, and you can't go wrong. Once you put your nails in, you'll know you're hitting the middle of it. You're not going to hit the bottom or the top of it and split the wood. So right, we'll do the same thing in the middle. So the middle piece of this wood here, where we're going to drive the nails in after, we're just making a marker here, and same on the other side. And finally for the top piece, so that's the middle of this piece here we've just marked, so we know where to drive the nails. So we're going to get the back piece now. Put the phone down. Right, this is the back of it. Standard, you know which side's going to go in the back. The white bit's going to be showing, so we're going to pick this up, and what we're simply going to do is put it at the bottom, and what we're going to do is we're going to slide it up in between the gaps of this line on either side. So we just need to line it up, and it will slide straight up. So right, that's in place. Don't start hammering it yet, and start putting everything in. Go to the very top, make sure everything's lined up, because at the top here we need to put a couple of brackets, what I will show you later. So we don't want this top bit to be sticking out and stopping our brackets. So right, that's perfect there, it's just flush to the top. Next we're gonna hammer the nails in. So right, we're going to use these nails over here, and they're pretty decent nails. I don't know if you can see that. They've got threads on them. You don't actually screw them in, but you hammer them in. So I think it's 6 for the bottom, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 for the middle, 2, 4, 5, 6 for the top. So right, we're going to grab the first 6 and we're going to start from the bottom. Right, you remember the line we made on either side. At this point you can get a ruler, or you can get a straight edge and just make a line all the way across here, and then you'll know where to drive your nails in. Me, I live on the wild side. I think I'll give it a go, because I know the wood's pretty thick, so if we're roughly in the middle we'll be fine. So I'm going to put my first one here. So I'm just going to double check I'm happy with that. Just going to drive that home. Just tap it, don't hit it too hard, because these are pretty soft, you don't want to damage them either. I'm going to put one over here on this edge bit. Best to make a line actually, it'd be a lot quicker to do if you had a line. This guesstimating, you're risking it because you can end up splitting the wood, and plus it takes you a bit longer to do, so it's pretty quick really just to make a line, I think. I can hear you saying shut up and just get them nails in. So you want them roughly evenly spread. Could have done better than that though. So right, we're going to work our way to the middle. They're the brackets, we'll talk about them in a minute. Yeah, here they are. Right, we'll get to the middle. So right, we're going to put these in now. It's not too late, make a line. No, I'm only messing. Hopefully they'll be alright. So we'll get our final nails and we'll work our way to the top, and we'll put our last 6 screws in. Don't hit them too hard because you don't want to chip this bit of wood on the top, and just be careful on the bottom one as well when you hammer it. You don't want to slip off here and then damage the end bit, so just be careful guys. I think as long as you take your time you'll be fine. They're not hard to do. Oof. And the last one. Right, we'll leave the hammer there. And we need to grab these brackets now. Just doing some lunges. No, I'm only messing. Right, we need these brackets and these 2 screws and 2 of these washers. The other 2 washers, I'll tell you what they're for after. I am missing something here. This is why I keep stopping here and looking on the floor. I've probably kicked them around. I'm going to have a look. But there is a couple of pin connections. They'll be here somewhere. I'll have a look. Right, we're going to fit this bracket now. And this bracket is to fit it to the wall. So when you actually connect it up and you fit it against the wall, this will fit on the top and you screw it in, so it'll stop it from tipping forward. So right, I'm just going to put these down here, and I'll slide this down just to make a bit of room. Nearly finished, guys. I know what I could do with is my punch. So right, we're going to turn this over. Oh, it's looking nice, that. I'm always moving stuff back and forwards. Right, we need to fit these, and these are going to fit flush to the wall. So there's going to be 2 of them, and they're going to fit like this. So right, what we're going to do now is we're going to get our punch, and we're going to make some markings. So where we're going to make this marking is about here in the middle, so we can move the bracket straight back, so we've got a bit of space, so the bracket's away from the wall. When we're fitting it to the wall, we can always push it back out later. Last thing we want to do is scrape all our walls. So if we make a hole right here, then we can't slide the bracket back. So if we make it about here, we can slide the bracket back away from the wall, and it won't scrape the wall, if you know what I mean. And then afterwards we can loosen the screw and put it to the wall where it needs to be, and we can connect it. So right, guys, don't go too far up to the top, just in case your walls are uneven. I don't even know if I'm getting this in line, but I hope I am. So what we're going to do is we're going to go halfway in the middle, so we can get away from the wall. And if the wall is uneven and you've got a big gap or something, you can pull it further back to connect to the wall as well. So right, we're going to go over here. I'm just going to make a mark there, and the same thing in here. We're going to go for the middle, because I have made the mistake of connecting it at the bottom, and then I was going to connect it to the wall, and then once you're lining it up to the wall and stuff and putting it up, you end up scraping the wall, and they're pretty sharp, them brackets. So right, we're going to grab a screw and a washer, and we're going to grab our Phillips screwdriver. These are good screwdrivers. Always good to have a multi-function one with all the bits in it. So if it goes missing, you ain't got a single screwdriver. They all go missing. So right, put that into the hole and just tighten it up. As you're tightening it up, just lift the bracket up. So at least when you're transporting it or whatever, it's not going to scrape against the wall. So right, we're going to do that with the last one. And we're going to do the same thing. I hope you can see this. So right, we're going to tighten this up. So before we completely tighten it, just lift the bracket up. There you go. So that's the brackets done. So like I said, once you've got it in place where you are going to fit it, you will just loosen these off. Make sure you push this end of the bracket flush to the wall, and then you will tighten the screw up. The 2 other washers what were provided, that's for the wall side, but they have not provided screws, because you'll have to get your own screws and plugs to fit that to the wall. So obviously they're going to be like decent sized screws. You're not going to put a little screw in like what we've just put in there. You're going to at least use a decent size. with a plug. So you're going to have some weight in this. If you are going to use it for books or anything heavy, just use a decent sized screw. I'll show you. Oh, I think I'll show you. So you just, let me get this. Got to go back to the camera. Basically to the phone to see what I'm showing you. So if you can see that, there's a screw. I'd say it's about 2 inches, and just use a plug, a brown plug, and jobs are good. And so right guys, the final thing what we need to do is put the shelves in. So we can put the shelves in now, but really it's best to fit it to wherever you're going to fit it and then put the shelves in. But what we can do is we can put the clips in for the shelves. So these are the 2 screws, the 2 washers what we're going to use. So I'm just going to leave them there, and these are all the clippy things for the shelves. I'm still looking on the floor for them to bracket things. They're not brackets, but they're like 2 nails. I did have some spare ones somewhere. I'll have a look in a minute, but I don't know where they've gone. I must have kicked them away or something. I'll have to find them because I don't want to hoover them up. Right, I've got some here actually. Back to the camera. So basically you have got 2 of these. Let me get closer. And that's what they look like. They are pretty big. I don't know how I could lose them on the floor. I will have a look after for them. So what these are for, I'm just going to put these down. So these are for if you have got another Billy bookcase and you want to fit it right next to it. And obviously you want them together, don't you? And you want them lined up. So what these are for is these holes at the top here. They simply fit inside there. And you'd fit the other one on the next one. So these ones don't actually belong to this one. These belong to the Gnegby shelving things. So the ones for these are slightly thicker. So they are bigger. So I can't understand where they have gone. So yeah, they simply fit inside here. You'd hammer that in, and what you do with the other side, I don't know if you can see that. But you'd hammer it into the next one, and that'd hold the next shelf. Right next to that one, and same with the other side as well. So right guys, back to the shelves. Wonder where they're gone. I'm just going to throw these on top of here. I'm just going to grab one shelf for the time being. Let's see how many shelves we've got. We've got 4 shelves. So 2 in the top bit, 2 in the bottom bit. So now it's down to your preference really. Basically for the spacing of your shelves, depending on the size of your books. Some books will be big, so you'll want bigger shelves, and some books will be small. So I'm just having a quick look at these and seeing how they will fit in. I know that they'll go into the thingy bit, into the side with these pointy bits. I'm just thinking, how did I fit into these? Right, okay. So they fit like that. I don't know if you can see that. Let's see if I can give you a close up. I hope nobody's watching me do this because it's like I've got my head on the carpet. So yeah, basically it just slots in like that. So I'm just going to make sure I put these in facing downwards. Yeah, downwards. So they have to be fitted like that, if you can see, into the side. Right, I'm just going to work out where to put these shelves. So right, 2 shelves. So these 2 holes are dead. You can't use them for nothing because there's no holes at the back. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13. Oh, I could do with a tape measure. Ooh. So that's 94. 94. So right guys, I've worked out these are the best gaps to have it equally spread out. So from the bottom, if you count the holes, it's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, and you'll fit your first ones there. And you want to do that on both sides. And then after that, it's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and in the 10th one. So we're going to do the same there. And we're going to do the same on the other side. So that was 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So remember to make sure that the bulky bits are facing towards the top. So you want the prongs to be facing the top. And the next one was 10, wasn't it? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. So we need to put them in the bottom one as well. I think that's that one. So right, we're going to fit these shelves. So you want to grab the shelves. You can see the holes at the bottom. You want to make sure that the laminate side is facing the front. So we're simply going to put this in at a slight angle, and then we're going to turn it. Bring it down. Make sure that the prongs are facing the top, and just slot them in like that. So you can see that they've all slotted into place. So we'll get another shelf. Same thing again, make sure the laminate piece is at the top. We're just going to line these holes up. Bang, that's all lined up perfect. So right guys, this is how I worked out the gaps, because it was a bit awkward to work it out. So that was the middle bit, and what I've done is I've put the tape measure on there and I've made sure that it's 30 centimeters to the top of that piece of wood. So the next one is the same, it should be 30 centimeters, and it is, it's 30 centimeters, and the bottom piece is 30 centimeters as well, so they're all equally spaced. So now to the top piece. So here we've fitted I think in the same place. I'll just check. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. So yes, it's exactly the same. So we're going to fit these as well. And then we're going to do the other side. So we're nearly there with the Billy bookcase. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. One, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. And I'm missing one of these. And there it is. That's the worst thing about grey carpet. It blends in, everything blends in. So we're going to put that on there. I'm going to fit the last two shelves. Again, make sure that the laminate piece is at the top and the holes are at the bottom. Put it in at a slight angle, turn it, slide it down. It would help if you put them in the right place and lock them into place. Same with the next one. Laminate piece there. So right guys, they're all lined up. I'm just going to check that, make sure they're all 30 centimeters. So that's about 30 centimeters. About 30 centimeters. So right guys, they're all 30 centimeters. So right guys, that's the Billy bookcase. Right, I'm going to stand it up without dropping all the shelves out of it. Yeah. Right. Stay there. I'll be gutted if you drop. I'm just going to make some space here. I just want to put it against the wall. Which is the best wall to put it against? It's going to have to be that wall there. So right guys, that's the Billy bookcase put together, and that's how you put it together. So right guys, I only apologise for messing about and keeping the video going longer. I'm sorry about that. I should have just got straight to the point. But basically, it's a very good bookshelf. It's a decent size, so you can get a lot in it and get a bit organised. The only thing is if you see the arch thing at the bottom, I'm just making sure you can get that in. The arch bit at the bottom, it's not going to fit flush against the wall unless you lift it up and put it on the skirting board when you fit it to the wall. So it should be totally fine once you've put it on top of the skirting board, as long as your skirting boards have been fitted right, sorry. And if you don't, you'll have this gap in between the wall, what you can see. So I'm going to quickly try to put it on top of that just to show you. That was one. So now I've put it on top of the skirting board. Obviously I can't let go of it, but once you fit them brackets to the wall, it'd help if I grab my phone. So that's flush against the wall now, you can see that, apart from the bottom bit. So that's better. So once you've fitted the brackets to the wall, it'll fit flush against the wall and it will not fall down. The only thing it will do is tip forward if you haven't fitted the brackets. but once you fit the brackets it'll be totally fine. So I'm going to get this down. Put this against the wall. So right guys, that's how you put together a Billy bookcase. So right guys, I hope this helps somebody out who's having problems putting one together, or if you need a quick heads up to put it together quickly. So right guys, thank you for watching. Don't forget to like, comment and subscribe. Bye.